one bit of advice would be to speak about this issue with young people as you would speak about it with anyone. And what I mean by that is, that we want to put the gospel front and centre, and to speak with real compassion that, at the moment in the UK, 1 in 3 women will have an abortion at some point in their lifetime, and for every mother there's a father. And so I think whenever we're speaking about this issue in any context, we want to be making the assumption that the people listening, there will be people there for whom this is a personal issue, and just to allow that to shape our tone and our approach, and to lead with the gospel that, the forgiveness that we're offered in Christ is not theoretical. It's for real sins, for real regrets. So that would be one thing. I think that, as we would with adults, wanting people to know what they're coming to, you need to communicate well beforehand. It's not the sort of issue you want to just spring out of nowhere. And I think maybe particularly with young people, that's especially important. Our conviction here is that with our youth work, we're reinforcing parents, but we're not replacing parents. We want parents to be front and centre in everything that we're doing. We want them to know what we're teaching, and how much more is that the case when you're tackling an issue like this? So, giving people a good lead in, this is what we'd like to do. And for us here, that led to some really wonderful conversations with parents in the build-up that, I think made our session all the better. Trying to keep your other colleagues involved. If you're on a staff of a church and it's more than just you, let people know. Talk to your pastors, talk to your other leaders. Just communication being key. And then I think just trying to think, what are your aims for the evening? There will be people there in your youth group for whom this is a personal issue. They'll be there for whom they've got friends who either have gone through this or are on the cusp of it. There'll be those who aren't convinced and think actually no, that the pro-choice position is the best one. There'll be those who are convinced but just don't know how to speak into this. And so we tried over the evening to have a variety of different elements that spoke to those different areas. We looked at the Bible. We heard from a doctor and her experience in this area. We thought a little bit about a kind of apologetic. How can we make the case for life kindly when things come up? What would we say to a friend, etc., etc. So, but yeah, I just encourage people, if anyone listening has that opportunity with young people, go for it. It's an important issue. And the testimony that came back after our time doing it here was a lot of the young people said how pleased they were that they just had a chance to talk about it, and to see how faith in Christ comes to bear on this issue.